Moose and the Juice.
Dude, you're such a loser, bro. I can't believe you start it like that every time. Is that going to be a thing? Just biceps every episode?
It's good. Well, I just start like this every time.
See, half of your biceps off camera. Now you don't look as good.
Shut up. Moose and the Juice, episode 4. Tmatj in the house. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in again. Episode 4. Super excited to be here. Super pumped today. Got a good workout in. I'm way too high on fat burners and pre-workout. I'm fucking pumped. How about you?
I'm great, but I don't know what that smell is, but I think it's...
That's my sweat.
Yeah.
Pre-workout sweat.
A little bit of hard work that's coming through those pores of yours, but
pre-workout sweat, yeah.
Yeah, I feel great
that's
too,
what
man.
Real men smell like.
Yeah, I smelled like that. Trust me. I was gonna shower here, but I decided to save you the trouble and just shower at home. You know. But yeah, what's going on, man? How was your workout this morning? To be honest, what'd you do? What are you doing? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, my workout was super dope. It was really easy and very, very fast.
What do you mean easy? Like because you're a beast, or because it was easy? 3
sets, 1 rep, like RP.
What'd you do?
RP 6 squats. Warm up, 3 reps. 3 reps. 3 sets.
It was not the headphones. It's your brain.
Sets and reps.
Told you, bro. I told you.
3 sets, 1 rep of bench press. RP 6. Today is just kind of do something day. I'm not sure exactly on the process of these days, but this week is peak week, baby.
Okay.
Peak week.
I don't know much about your program, but do something day sounds like someone who doesn't go to the gym. I just did a do something day.
I woke up and beat one out and went to the gym. I did lots today. Yeah.
Damn.
No, because today, this week, like I say, is peak week. So peak week, hitting new PRs I'm going to do it on Sunday or Monday. I might do it on Monday where I can just wake up whenever I want, get a good feed in and just hit it hard. But yeah, I've been doing a strength program for the last 8 weeks. This is week 8. This is peak week. So yeah, this week is basically Wednesday was just bench, squat and deadlift. Not very heavy, just like RPE 6. That basically what that means is that.
What does that mean? Yeah,
that
like
means
6?
I'll do 1 rep at RPE 6. RPE 6 means that I could do 4 more if I wanted to.
So what you could do
RPE 10 is 1 rep, like max rep. So if I did, like on Wednesday, I did 3 sets, 3 reps on all 3 lifts at RPE 6. So after 3 reps, I could still do 4 more.
But you don't?
No, you don't.
Okay. So what does that do? That just basically like kind of prepares you for...
Yeah, well, like you're not going to... When you first start strength training and doing a bit of powerlifting and stuff like that, initially you'll get high jumps. Your PRs will probably go up weekly because your body's just responding to this new kind of training. And everyone kind of gets a real nice boost at first. You get new PRs every week. It's great for your Instagram. And then it kind of stops and you're like...
Of course, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're going to plateau eventually.
Yeah.
So or you're just like...
So unless you're a beast, yeah. Unless you're fucking Larry Wheels or something. So yeah, then it was time to sort of think, well, I really like this powerlifting shit and the strength training. So I got a proper program from a buddy of mine in one of my groups. Huh?
Chris?
No, this is a guy called Ollie.
He's like a legit dude. I thought he was just like
Chris does
no offense.
Chris does my bodybuilding stuff and Ollie does the powerlifting stuff.
I like how you're sitting like this, by the way.
Would you rather I do this?
No, just like you have to piss. Like, oh, dude,
look
we want viewers. We don't want to scare people away.
My legs are. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, I got a proper program, and throughout the program there was like a strength block and then a peak block. First 4 weeks is the strength block, and that basically consisted of really getting my form down, like making sure my form's good, like good proper arch on a bench press, good low bar squat, deadlifting with just getting everything right, the right setup for me, because before I was trying different people's setups and things like that, and it's it's all right, it works at first, but then after a while
you tell me you didn't like the back arch for a bench? You're like, I never arched my back.
Yeah, no, it was really uncomfortable, super annoying, but
now
the more you practice it. Yeah.
Well, I saw that your bench in like your videos on Instagram has like a padding. almost there sometimes.
Yeah,
you know
there's
what
like
I mean?
an annoying little fucking.
Oh, you
pad.
don't like that? I thought that might be nice.
Well, my arch doesn't touch it, so it doesn't really make a difference. But when you're doing just normal flat bench, like a bodybuilding bench press, it kind of creates a little arch for you.
But isn't that good? Because you
I guess
should. I don't know. I thought it might be nice because I don't like doing the arch either. I always just did because
if you lie on the bench and your back is super flat,
yeah,
and it sort of creates a little arch for you. Yeah, maybe it's good, but I create a bit of an arch anyway. So
I feel like I do the arch when it's really heavy, like when I'm like, oh fuck, I need to like. I naturally just start arching, so that I feel like that's like the way you should do it because like when push come to shove, my body just kind of does that. So. Yeah.
Well, that's it, and you just set up a really like a bridge, like a really strong bridge. You know what I mean? It's just from here to there in the middle is really strong.
It makes sense. Like that's how bridges are built, right?
And the movement itself is like a lat pull down when you're doing a bench press. It's not sort of straight up and straight down. It's kind of
it's on an angle, which I had to learn the hard way.
Back up. There is a little bit of an angle, but it allows you to push a lot more weight. So the thing is with strength training and powerlifting, it's much different than bodybuilding. Whereas in strength training, you're trying to lift as much weight as possible, the most efficient way.
Okay.
Whereas in bodybuilding, you're trying to make it as hard as possible to do as much damage
like
to the
push
muscle.
Yourself. Yeah, which
so it depends on your goals. If you're trying to get bigger muscles, do the bodybuilding. If you're trying to get stronger, then it's all about technique and form.
I never really thought of it like that, but you're right. You're really just trying to damage the muscle as much as you make it as hard.
So you lay flat, you really squeeze into it. You make things slow. You do supersets, drop sets, and stuff. You just kill yourself.
I think a good mix would be
awesome.
Good for me.
I love it. There is a good kind of mix you can do that I've seen floating around on the Instagram world. This like little picture of like bro split and
like bro science or whatever,
smart
right?
split, and it was like
I know what you're saying.
Monday, Tuesday powerlifting, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday bodybuilding, or something with a rest day in between. So yeah, you can train strength and bodybuilding at the same time. It's a good way to do it. I think improving your strength and your foundation strength is really important because when it comes going back to bodybuilding after this program, I will be able to lift more.
For sure.
Therefore, I can put more resistance on my muscles and build my muscles bigger.
Exactly.
So
that's good for you, man. I'm just worried about your knee. That's all.
It's
you
great,
know what I mean?
Man. My knee's been awesome. It's healing up.
That's good that you haven't had a problem, right? Because like it would be in the back of your head, like, oh shit. But since it's been like holding up fine.
It's been fine. Yeah, I was super after the surgery and stuff. Super proactive.
So like you actually had like surgery.
Double surgery.
Yeah, want to talk about that a little bit?
Completely new ACL. Well, I just did it. It was an old rugby injury back in England. I didn't realize it was as bad as it was, so I kind of let it. Just
like a man, like fuck it, it'll
heal. It's probably just a bad tear, and it will heal over time. So I just didn't do any heavy lifting. I didn't play any sports where I was moving around too much, things like that.
Yeah, too many like agile
until like almost a year later, and then I was doing a little kick around with you guys and Ian and that, and it just went. And I was like,
I wasn't there that day. Actually,
that didn't feel good, but it felt exactly the same as when I did it playing rugby. I remember the feeling. Yeah. And then I realized,
same injury, same thing.
I kind of looked it up a little bit, and I was like, "Yeah, this is the ACL, I think." So I went to the doctors
in China.
And
that's always fun, by the way, going to the hospital in China.
So it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but the first doctor just kind of looked at it and just went, "Yeah, just go home and rest for 2 weeks, and then come back, and I'll give you some meds." And I was like, "I can't."
That seems like Travis's diagnosis. Yeah. That doesn't seem like an educated one.
I was like, he didn't really spend much time on really doing anything with it, and I can't walk, and it keeps popping out with any weight.
What do you mean popping out exactly? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it was like just popping out side to side.
So like not stable, just like
no, there's nothing. My knee was just floating around.
That's so scary to me, by the way.
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, you can. But anyway, so yeah, I thought maybe I'll get a second opinion. So I literally went in the office next door, and this doctor
you waddled over.
Yeah, and this doctor could speak a little bit of English, and we sort of asked about him a bit. I thought I want to know about this doctor before I start letting him prod away at me. And he was like a proper what do you call him? What's like a
what?
That kind of doctor that fixes knees and shit.
A neologist.
I can't remember. I think it begins with
ostologist.
I can't remember. But yeah, and he has been all over the world, and he says, "Oh yeah, I kind of think I know what it is. Let's put you in the MRI machine and just check. So he actually did the scans, X-rays, and went, yeah, you.
So you went like downstairs and stuff to that big, like
all that shit.
I did that shit with Arena.
And he said, yeah, your ACL's just doesn't exist. It's just shot to pieces. It's not even there.
Damn.
And your meniscus is all torn to shreds as well. So my meniscus and my ACL was fucked.
And you were probably like lifting on that too, like an idiot.
Yeah, but he said
offense.
because I had like quite a decent bit of muscle around my knee. It was
so like
kind
it
of,
held it together. Yeah.
You can live your whole life without an ACL.
I know. I hear it in the UFC, like UFC fighters all the time. Just like the doctor's like, "Fuck yeah!" Like you've been training for like 2 years when you had no ACL.
You can, like if you've got a lot of muscle supporting that area, you can get away with it. If you work a normal office job every day, you don't
a fighter
need an ACL,
though, you would think.
But
you know?
if you're moving around side to side, you're just not going to have that support, and it will pop out. So I wasn't doing anything like that for a long time, so I didn't think it was as bad as it was. So yeah, blah blah blah. Diagnosed it, got the surgery, did a really good job.
In China,
yeah, in China.
Damn.
Complete ACL replacement. Meniscus was all sewn up and sorted out. Yeah, and then full leg brace for like 6 weeks.
Wearing it, yeah.
But I was thinking I'm just going to heal as fast as possible. I'm going to be super proactive. So I was no drinking, no smoking, super healthy eating. Within a couple of weeks, I was in the gym, in my leg brace, hobbling in there, and just lifting, moving my leg around, just tiny movements.
You're
and
like
on
Tony
the side
Ferguson,
of this
bro.
leg
Just
brace,
did it out yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. Just YouTube. What physiotherapy can I do to speed things up?
Like, why pay someone to give you the same information?
Yeah, I looked at. I was taking like joint support supplements, so things that were aimed at
a lot of fish
joint
oils
health.
and stuff.
Yeah, Animal Flex. I was taking Animal Flex a lot, and also I tried TB500, which is like an injectable healing peptide that helped out a lot as well.
That sounds cool.
So basically, I was just super proactive, did all my exercises and shit like that all the time, every day, just making sure. And after weeks went by, I'd add a couple of kilos and turn the angle of my leg brace a bit so I could get it to like, and eventually just took the leg brace off, started doing
just
light
slowly
stuff in the
but
gym,
surely.
blah, 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 all the way through. Long story short, healed up great, super strong now. Both legs are nice and equal. Little bit of difference in size on my calves and my quads, just a little bit, maybe like an inch. But strength-wise, it's fine. They don't feel any different when I'm squatting.
That might come back to hurt you with like bodybuilding though, maybe.
I'll just have to spend a bit more time on that leg.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure it'll be fine, but like...
Yeah, it will be. It's not noticeable. Like, to me, it is, because...
Yeah, but you know when it gets to that, like, if you ever get to that level, like, it's the little things that are separating from you first and second place, you know?
But I think, in general, it should be fine. But, yeah, super good recovery. The strength training, I think, is probably been the biggest factor of helping for it being so strong now. Because... strength training is basically when you're doing a lift, like that Australian strength coach guy I was talking about.
Yeah.
When someone walks into his gym and they're like, oh, I'm injured or I want to start powerlifting, I'm not strong, I want to be strong. First thing, if they come in with a back injury, the first thing he's going to do is teach them how to pick things up.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, so teach them how to deadlift properly. And then through deadlifting, he will see the weak points within their lift and will be able to diagnose which areas are weak, which areas need to be built.
And that's usually the cause of a lot of injury,
he can program towards that and say, right, okay, we're going to build up whether it's your glutes or your quads or whatever, your back. And then you get stronger and then you don't get injured because all these areas are strong.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I've been doing powerlifting-wise, is just building my overall frame and foundations, getting strong in all the right areas. It's been really good. It's really fun. I feel like I've spoken about this subject way too long now.
No, not at all. I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people would actually be interested in it. And, like, that's one thing I learned from, like...
anyone who's not interested in fucking gym stuff is already clicked off of this video. If you haven't and you're about to, don't. We've got some funny stuff to talk about too.
Yeah, for sure. But one thing I want to say, though, is, like, that's one thing I learned from, like, Jeff Cavalier and stuff like that is, like, say you have, like, a lower back problem. It's not because of your lower back. It's probably because, like, lack of, like, glute strength or glute flex. You know what I mean? There's always something that's causing something else, right? Because we're like
connected.
A temple.
Everything's connected.
Yeah.
So you've got to be smart about being diagnosed. And people that don't figure that out and they keep pushing themselves, they just get more and more injuries, which I kind of don't get because there's just so much good information online.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bullshit information, but if you look hard enough or just ask, people are scared to ask for help because they think it's, I don't know, there's a weakness or something, but sorry. And, but Yeah, just ask. Go online, check it out. Google your exact questions, and you'll get good results.
You'd be surprised. Like I'll go to like Google something like legit, like something like obscure, and like before I finish it, it like comes up. I'm like, wow, someone had that same fucking question, and it's like that's really unique. You know what I mean? Whether like I had an impingement in my shoulder, like didn't know what an impingement was at the time, but I Googled like weird shoulder Titan thing, and then it's like an exact thing came up, and like all these physical therapists came up, free videos on YouTube, all these exercises and stuff, and I was like, and I did them at home. Shoulder feels great. You know what I mean?
Like, and how much did it cost you?
$0.
10 minutes?
10
minutes of time on YouTube?
Like to be like an hour,
a couple of hours,
but like
but
technically the first video I watched
it
was
didn't cost you $30 an hour
no.
to see someone who hasn't got
if not
clue
more,
what they're doing,
right? So
or here.
Exactly. No, and my shoulder feels great too. I was actually super scared because I always had right shoulder problems, but it was my left shoulder. Now I'm like, fuck, yeah, maybe. No, but one thing before we get off this topic, no, you have to have 2 dicks. No, but how much did it cost you? If you don't mind me asking, for like in China, I'm curious like what an ACL surgery would go for. If that's not too personal.
The ACL and the meniscus altogether came to about 50,000 RMB.
And you just paid that out of your own pocket?
All my savings gone, plus my missus like
helped you at the time.
Emptied a credit card.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. It took me a few months to pay everything back and get back to square one, but it was done, and I feel good now. And
do you know that conversion on top of your head? I don't want to do math on camera, but like 50,000 would be like what? 200 to 1,000.
Like $4,000 or £5,000, so probably maybe $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, something like that.
It'd be like 10,000. I think it's like 10,000 Canadian dollars. If it's like because 50,000.
That's a guess.
That might be really bad math, but if $200 is 1,000 RMB, 50,000 would be 10,000.
Well, it's way cheaper than it would cost in America.
If that's wrong,
someone was telling me in America that would cost them $50,000
upwards.
And if you haven't got insurance, you're fucked for life.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas in England, it would have been free. But I probably would have had to wait on a waiting list for 2 years to get it done.
Same thing with Canada. Well, they're basically the same place.
Either way, bugger it. Instead of just going home and coming back to China and going through all that bullshit, I would have had to do the rehab at home, left my missus here. I just thought, fuck it. Just pay the money, get it done, do the rehab myself, be smart about it, be proactive, and everything went fine. Now I've just finished a power plan. Sunday or Monday is going to be peak day. I'm going to lift a new total. My target total is 660 kilograms across all 3 lifts. So bench press, deadlift, and squat. If between all of those, my 1 rep total for all of them to mix together is 660, then I've hit my target. If I get over 600, it's still a PR.
Oh shit!
If I get over 600, it's for me. It's
for you. It's like your squat. It's still like 10 times what I could squat. But you even said like based on like how strong you are and like your body.
My squat's weak as fuck.
Yeah, it's weak.
But then like, it's because I've been recovering from a surgery half the time I've been training.
I would never push myself that much with a knee injury. But anyway, we can switch up the topics though, because you're right. That's a good little actual like solid information. Like some people might have like my knee's been fucked up for years, and then be like, oh shit, maybe
the old
it's my
traditional
ACL.
ways of thinking is just sit on your ass and rest, don't do anything,
that's my way.
Take as many fucking anti-inflammatory pills as you can. That they are all the wrong things to do. At first, rest, let the swelling go down.
Yeah. Not everything's super serious, but not everything.
But then you need to start being proactive, and you need to do some rehab, and do not take hell of a bunch of fucking anti-inflammatories. Inflammation is there for a reason. That's part of the healing process. So you're not doing yourself any favors. Plus, they're no good for you anyway.
That's true. I never really thought of it like that. Like
it's your body's natural reaction to
Yeah.
The reason why if you get a bruise, blood goes to that area. Well, let's say that's a bad example.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say that's not the same thing.
And you get loads of water. Yeah, you get a really fat, watery knee.
You get that like soft
That's to
tissue.
protect the injury while everything else is healing and stuff. But you can speed things up a little bit with certain stuff.
Science, technology,
with science and strength training.
Yeah,
true. And strength training doesn't mean you have to go in there and do a fucking 100-kilo squat on your first day of rehab.
It's just getting there and doing something.
That just means making something stronger. That could be using no weight whatsoever. That could be literally just lifting your leg from the floor upwards 10 degrees. That's making that stronger over time. So strength training isn't giant fat guys with lifting belts squatting 1,000 pounds. It's the whole spectrum.
Yeah, that's true. Like you can even do shit at home, but like I don't do that. Like I can't work out at home. To be honest with
No,
you.
I'm not. I don't. I have to be in the
Your
gym.
home,
I
like,
haven't
my
got the
home is a place of
motivation for it.
relaxation. I can't like get ready, like pumped up to do like I'm gonna do some body weight squats. Like no, I'm gonna play Call of Duty. Like I'm not gonna like I'll go to the gym and do work, but I can't do it at home because I just
Gonna get that finger bashing on.
I get that thumb strength going.
Anything going on in the gaming world? You're a gamer.
Gaming world right now. Just in Call of Duty because I'm a big Call of Duty fan. There's a lot of like roster things going on. Like they're changing. Like think like teams now are like company based, right? Like imagine like Pro Subs had a team, and then that Adelaide company would have they sponsor teams, but they're actually switching to like franchising, like
I bet Red
real
Bull have
sports.
got a team, right?
What?
I bet Red Bull have got a team. They've got a team for everything.
See, Red Bull is a little different. Like they're just a sponsorship, but what it's gonna turn into to like franchising. So like there'll be like the Boston Broncos or something. You know what I mean?
Oh right, they're going like proper leagues.
But like there's pros and cons to that, right? So there's a bunch of debate going through, and there's a lot going on with that. I've kind of like steered away from it because I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. I don't want to like learn a bunch about franchising that are not even, because it works in some esports and stuff, and like obviously like all the major sports, right? But there is cons to it too, right? So
it's crazy to see how the gaming world has developed and
man.
it's so big. People are winning millions in tournaments now.
Yeah. Dude, Call of Duty went from like 2,000 people
now
watching
people's
it to
jobs are to play Call of Duty and jack off to multi-monitor fucking setups. They're getting paid to do that now.
Oh, of course. Well, it's like anything.
Who's the biggest gamer right now?
The biggest gamer
Yeah.
in Call of Duty or in general?
In general.
Probably biggest gamer in the world that I know of. You'd have to throw probably one of the streamers in there, like Ninja or something. Because
Ninja.
Yeah, probably.
First name?
I don't know his first name. He just goes by Ninja. I know it.
Doesn't matter.
I forget his first name. I don't really watch him myself.
How much do you think he makes a year?
Oh, dude, he makes over like $500,000 a month for sure.
A month?
Yeah.
So more than football players?
Most football players, yeah.
Holy shit.
But like you have to think though, if we had
how many hookers do you think he's got in the room?
He has a wife and stuff.
While he's playing his games,
no,
he's just got fucking chicks walking around everywhere like giant
no,
palm
he's
leaves,
like
just
kid friendly,
palming him down, giving
like,
him cocktails and pineapples and stuff.
He was smart, bro. He used to be the gamer that's like he would die, but like fuck you, mother. He would curse, and that's why people loved him because he was like an angry but really really good gamer. He was pro in a couple different games, but now he realized there's a huge market for like the younger generation, and parents don't let they monitor what their children watch. So he went no swearing, kid friendly. He had the adult people will love him because he's just super good at the game and funny. But he had like the kid. Their parents be like, you can't watch these 10 streamers, but you can watch Ninja because he doesn't swear, he doesn't play violent games. So then he had like 70, 80,000 people watching him daily. He had like 80,000 people watching him eat food in between games. Like,
that's crazy.
If you have 80,000, dude, that's more than the news. That's more than like the late night shows. You realize like the late night shows struggle to get that much live viewers? Yeah, but porn's a whole different fucking. Come on now. Like, the porn industry is
funded by gamers,
dude.
Come on,
funded by men probably. It's not as many women watch.
I would love to see that whack off break in between.
I would love to see that like statistic of like how much. Yeah, actually, there's probably more females than we think. Actually, now that I think of it, you know what I mean. It's just not talked about as much. But like, think men probably like. You ever see like some porn video has like 493 million views, like released 7 minutes ago? It's like, what the fuck? How'd that even happen? Like
every subscriber tuning in.
Yeah,
like, people subscribe to porn. What's that all about?
You know what's hilarious?
Can you just click and watch whatever you want anytime? Why do people subscribe?
Quality, to stuff? I guess. I don't do it either, to be honest. But you know. But like, you know what's fucked up is like I always laughed at this, and some comedian said it a while ago, but it's funny where like, you know, in like porn videos there's always like share to Facebook. Like, who is like sharing that to Facebook? Like, you know who would like this?
My mom.
Gary. Like, I'm gonna send this to Gary. Like, no one's doing that, you know?
I'm gonna,
my mom.
I'm gonna put this on my wall just so my family can see what I like.
Yeah, all my 13-year-old cousins can see what porn. Oh, I can't even say that sentence. It's fucked up.
Just so we have a good discussion over the dinner at Christmas.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm
Do you
into
remember
lately?
that porn video I posted?
Yeah. No one liked it for some reason.
That's hilarious.
Had a lot of shares, no likes.
Similar subject.
Okay.
I guess kind of porn is these Instagram models.
Oh my god.
Getting roasted by the legend, the great one, Chris D'Elia.
Man, he's a legend, especially in the podcast game. He's like, to be honest, let's be real, he's probably one of the 10 people that I would attribute to why this podcast got started. Honesty. Without someone like him.
He was part of the 10-minute podcast. That one I keep talking about every episode. The best. That's my favorite. That's my go-to. Yeah. But he does his podcast, the Congratulations podcast. Check it out. It's hilarious if you haven't.
Very good.
He does it on his own.
Yeah.
Now you have got to be
really on camera on his own.
Good.
I assume he has
he's got someone behind the computer, but they don't interact with him.
Yeah, of course.
Like most podcasts, it's a couple people talking because, you've got to bounce off of each other and there's a bit of chemistry there or whatever. But he's so good that he can just sit there on his own and just talk shit for an hour.
Oh, for sure.
And I will cry laugh on average once a minute.
Like by myself. Like, dude, I watched his Savage Moments video. I'm like, it's like Chris D'Elia's most Savage Moments. I'm like, how can I not watch this? Like on the way to I was in a DD or something, which is an Uber in China. And it was just he's just sitting all lazy on the fighter and the kid. And they're like, fucking sit up, man. Like you're disrespecting our podcast. Clearly joking. Sit up. Why do you think you can do this? And he just goes, me. And it's just funny. He's like,
dude, why are you wearing sunglasses in my podcast? Because my future's so bright.
That sounds like an Ian joke, actually.
Dude, it's so good, but he does it so well. So I like him. He's good. Did you know he did? Did you ever see his rap thing that he did?
The Eminem thing?
No. He did that Eminem thing.
He roasted Eminem pretty good,
But when he did that, he was playing this character that he created years ago on YouTube. He released a full album, a rap album.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like the comedy rap as much because I'm a huge hip hop head. It has to be really funny.
Do you want to see it?
I guess, yeah. You have to be careful with music, though. I know that. We pull up music. That's one thing I learned. 30 seconds is fine.
Yeah, let's just bring it up. But yeah, Chris D'Elia, he...
I don't want to be like...
It's not him, Chris D'Elia. It's his character he's created.
I know, but I love his work.
So funny.
But so many people try to do the funny rap.
Why don't you talk about his latest Instagram post? Because we're going to bring that up as well. That's hilarious.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so his latest Instagram post is super funny because, we've all been on Instagram. We've all seen, or we all have seen these, do we call them fitness models? Do we call them models? I don't know. But it's basically
apparently
just
now we call them
booty.
Hookers,
yeah. So it's just girls just on the way to the mall, and it's just ass. It's not even their face is a half cut of the picture. It's just basically trying to monopolize. Just
hanging off the edge of a bike seat that they're not even riding.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all kind of showing their private parts to an extent, which I get. We're men. We understand why those get views. We understand why those get clicks, likes, comments, because men are pigs for the most part. But at the same time, it's so saturated, and I guess Chris just takes the shit out of them. He definitely he's starting this hashtag. What is it? The hashtag the_unfollowing. Let's not take this anymore.
Well, he's
this
just
is not
sick
a
of
job.
These models. It's look, let's just, if you're gonna do your thing, do it. But don't post a picture eating a sandwich. I'll just play the video. Yeah. But shit,
dude, can you stop breaking shit, motherfucker?
But this is this.
Okay, play it for a minute.
I can't. I think his rap name is Chank Smith. Chank Smith.
Yeah, some of the funny rap names are hilarious, actually. Hash Brown by Hobson's pretty funny.
Life.
Hopefully it's good.
Never not poignant.
It's a little low, but it's fine.
Street lamps, shoelaces over telephone wires. I spit flames over dudes warming hands on a fire. I wear bulletproof denim, cause that's the attire. And if Baltimore is prim, then this verse is The Wire. Chank Smith in the LA.
It's actually kind of bars.
But he got legit producers in and stuff like that to help him make it, and he did it as just he thought it was hilarious, just as a joke.
Okay, it's getting worse, but those first couple bars are alright.
It's supposed to be hilarious, and it's brilliant. But there's a whole album on YouTube. There's a whole album of Chank Smith. But during the 10-minute podcast back in the day, he would do his Chank Smith thing, and it was just good. It was just really, really good. So yeah, hilarious.
So we're back. We're back.
My life is a painting. I can relate to this song.
Because it sucks.
Dude, this is my new favorite rapper. Don't be dissing.
Oh, dude, you're like my brother, man. How do you stop a rap song in the middle of a bar?
Because we should talk about his latest Instagram post, because
Yes,
that's what
but,
we
like,
really wanted to
let
talk
him
about.
finish the bar. That's like if a poet's speaking and he's like in the middle of something and he's supposed to say that. You stop it. You fucking suck. You don't know music because you have no fucking sense of anything.
Which one of us
Makes me angry.
had a career as a musician?
Yeah, and which
Was
one
it-
is still
was it
sitting
you?
here on the same level as the other guy?
Same level? You clearly do not understand levels.
I look bigger than you, by the way, because I'm closer to the camera. I like this better. You're further back, so you don't look as big. I'm a little closer, so I look.
Well, no, I'm just
nice.
gonna fucking sit like this for the whole podcast.
Yeah, I don't care, dude. You can look like you have Down syndrome. It's fine. Sorry. I say that too much.
That's very rude. Anyway, yeah,
Truth hurts.
should we bring up his Instagram post because it's so funny?
Yeah, we should. Because it is funny. Because it's something I've thought about a lot before. Ooh, stop that. It is kind of like, there's too much of the look at my ass. There's too much of, I'm going to get super shredded and take 1,000 pictures and then just say this is what I look like all the time. It just doesn't give the fitness industry a proper look. You know what I mean?
Well, you can't be looking like shredded, like
But normal
5%
people
body
don't know
fat
that, though.
for like the whole year.
They don't know that.
So they take 150 pictures
Or more.
when
It's
they're
real.
shredded, like
Probably 1,000,
competition season, like right after a comp when they look their best. They'll do a few photo shoots, so they've got them in the bank, so they can post them all year round.
Dude, I would do the same though. I can't even get mad at it technically.
Yes, of course. You're not going to post pictures of you mid bulk season when you're fat and flabby and full of water. Like no one wants to see that. Although,
Like you say, full of water, like it's bad.
like
oh my God,
how many
full of
people
water.
do you think have seen like pictures of Arnold like mid bulk? Like you'd look at it and you'll go,
Yeah.
oh, he doesn't look like the other pictures
He
all
probably still
year
looked
round.
good, though.
Yeah, he looked like-
Let's be real. He probably looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked big and strong, but not shredded by
Yeah, I
any
know.
means. None of them do. You've got to
Like, he didn't look
expect
like a
some
triangle,
fat.
like
you
he
can
did.
lean bulk to a degree, but you're going to put on a bit of fat.
Yeah.
And,
Of course. Oh, you're not gonna bulk. You know what I mean? Like if you really want to gain any size, you're gonna lose your 8-pack.
Anyway,
You might have your top 2. Speaking of how the Instagram shit's saturated, look
If
at
you're
this.
trying to get followers
girl.
as a chick and you're just posting your body and your rump, make no mistake, you're hooking.
You're hooking.
you're hooking.
Followers is the new currency. If you're posting your rump for followers, you're hooking.
Yeah.
Okay?
hooking. Do you know what movie
I
this is?
am starting
The Gambler with Mark Wahlberg.
Unfollowing.
Great movie.
Oh yeah, that is a pretty good
It's a
movie.
fucking hashtag,
Actually, not that great.
and
alright.
it's called the unfollowing. When you see a girl with her eyes up to the right because she's eating a sandwich, hashtag it the unfollowing.
Hashtag
You
the
see a girl
unfollowing,
in a
people.
crop
Make it
top
happen.
Being silly on a fucking tricycle,
Let's start
with a
fucking filtering out the
top.
bullshit.
hashtag it the unfollowing. Why are we pretending?
Is it gonna
like
work,
this
though?
is a job.
Probably not.
Because
In
of
the car,
dicks,
dude.
like
Where we
legit
going?
penises.
Drive by.
Yeah.
Don't see it really being.
People like to see that. Dudes. There are way
38.
more dudes that enjoy looking at
You're
those
trying to get
pictures than there
followers
are that
as a
think
chick and
this
you're
is
just posting
funny
your
and
body.
Yeah.
we should get rid of it.
Yeah.
Make no mistake.
There's more girls with very aesthetically pleasing bodies than there are Chris D'Elia fans. Even though there's a lot of Chris D'Elia fans, there's just you can't compete with titties. You know what I mean? Like you just can't do it.
It's a true story.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they are really nice to look at.
Yeah.
But the girls that I tend to try and follow on Instagram are not just like my whole personality, everything
Like
about
fit-
my life.
they look real
Everything
fitness stuff.
about my life is just my ass. You know,
Yeah.
like I've studied. Did you see the ass of so and so between the 2017 and 2019? Her whole life is her ass. If anyone saw her face, they'd be like, "Who the hell are you?" And then she
But you have
and then they
9.3 million followers.
yeah. Then they turn around and you're like, "Oh, I've seen that ass." Like, come on, is that something to be proud of?
If you can point out a girl's butt, like, oh, that's this person, like, damn. Like, that's kind of impressive, technically.
It is impressive, yeah. But, yeah, the girls I follow on Instagram tend to be someone with, like, something to offer as far as, like, fitness is concerned. Like, there's a couple I've been watching recently. One of them is, like, a girl called Hattie Boydell, I think her name is. And she trains out of that same gym as the Australian strength coach, which I'm fanboying over all the time. She's, like, a fitness model, but does strength training and stuff like that. So there's a lot more information that you're getting from her videos. She's actually trying to teach you something, form videos, stuff like that, as well as, like, you know, she's super hot, which helps.
Yeah,
there's another one, like, what's his name? Lane Norton, I think his name is, the Bio Lane page. His missus, some Australian girl. She's the same, like, super hot girl, but, like, I think those two are very science-based stuff. They do a lot of, like,
they're offering something other than their ass.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
She's
like,
strength training most of the time. She's not posting pictures of her ass all the time.
And if she does, like, hey, you get a couple because you're fucking working. I get it. Yeah. I don't follow them because I love my girlfriend. #Nanas_elements. She actually watches all of our shit.
That's so cringy.
Bro.
Unbelievably cringy.
It's actually fucked up because the whole Tmatj channel, though, like our Instagram, like, we both are logged into it. So, like, sometimes I'll log into it to, like some stuff and comment, like, you know, that we have to do. And I'll just see, like, a lot of stuff. And I feel like I'm being bad. Like, I'm like, oh, shit. Because it's never on my side. My shit's just funny memes and, like, my friends. For good reason. You know, because my girlfriend uses the actual app. Your girlfriend doesn't. That's the difference. Does fucking Andrea watch this podcast? I don't think so.
She? When I'm editing it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Hey, that could be a view, Andrea. A view and a like.
I'm going to get Andrea on here.
You should.
I am, because
we should have the girls on.
We should get the girls on, and we could talk about, like, because your missus isn't from the same country as you.
No.
My missus is definitely not from the same country as me.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of
the world
funny
culture
little
episode. We'll have Germany, China, Canada.
Canada.
The great land of Canada. Well, Canada. I know how to say it.
And the motherland.
And the
England, which
I don't know.
After seeing that fucking Athelstone thing last episode, I'm ashamed of my country.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
What a pile of shit. Like,
your country's actually fucked.
If you watch that video, would you ever want to go and visit that country?
I do from the history, but, like, when you look at, like, British history,
when you see that video, would you go, hey, that looks like a place I want to visit?
Like Atherstone? Isn't that a city? Probably Atherstone?
No, that's that game we were watching with the ball and the fighting.
But I assumed it was named after the city, maybe.
No, that's probably just... No, I don't think so. There's loads of weird towns. I don't know, but probably not.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I would love to go to England eventually, but at the same time, your country's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
You might have the worst country in the world. Like, in terms of, like...
I don't know if it's that bad.
No, in terms of, like, fucked up shit it's done, it beats America. It does.
It beats everyone as far as, like
if we go back, like, not today.
The British Empire, what, a third of the globe?
Like, what it did to India alone is, like, pretty fucked.
Well, to a lot of places.
Yeah.
But then...
Just the continent of Africa wasn't very nice,
Who didn't do that at some point in history? We just did it better than everyone else.
Well, my country is basically the good people from your country. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't... That's the best thing about Canada. Like,
and Australia is the bad people from our country.
Yeah, kangaroos. No, but...
Prisoners
but seriously,
of Her Majesty.
Yeah.
But and they call us Poms. I don't get that.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, we should get the girls on here, man, and do a little cultural podcast.
We will. Irina will just talk shit about me, which would be hilarious. You know? Actually, that kind of makes me nervous. Like, some of the shit she'll bring up that maybe I don't want brought up. But yeah, it'd be fun. It would be super fun. You know what I mean?
It'll be a laugh.
It will be.
So,
we will have guests moving on in general,
though. Like, I guess we're talking about strength training a lot and fitness things. I want to show you, how strong were you at 16 years old? What could you lift at 16? Like, if you were...
Legitimately,
like,
probably,
if you think back to when you were 16, like, what could you squat, bench, deadlift?
Nothing.
Not even the bar?
Like, the bar. Maybe, like, maybe 50 kilos. I could bench probably, like... I couldn't even probably bench 40 kilos. I was a bad example. Because at 16, I wasn't in good shape at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was when I hit, like, probably... I was really unhealthy. So I'm not a good example at all. That's why I'm so happy with what I can, like, bench and shit now. It's like I came a pretty long way from doing nothing to, like, benching more than the average person. Yeah. You know? So
when I was 16, I was playing rugby a lot.
Yeah, so you were in fairly good shape.
Fairly strong for a 16-year-old. But still, you know, we're talking like bench. I could probably bench my body weight, which at the time was probably around 80, 85 kilos.
Which is a lot.
For a 16-year-old.
Because that's like more than a bench now. Like that's what I can bench now.
Yeah.
Like 85 kilos would probably be, I could get it out.
Squat,
you know?
I don't know what I would have squatted. Maybe 100, 120. This is guessing. Deadlift.
Dude, that's so annoying how you lifted what I lift now at 16. Like, that makes me sad.
Yeah, but I was also bigger than you when I was 16.
That's true. It makes me sad when I see, like, a 21-year-old in the UFC, like, killing it. I'm like, bam.
I'm not sure I'm liking this camera angle, though. I actually look really small on camera.
I like it. Dude, come fucking closer.
I don't want to come closer. You smell funny.
He doesn't understand
I don't want my
angles.
silky smooth legs to touch your freaking Chewbacca legs.
Any episode where we're not really positioned properly, it's because of him. Because he thinks it doesn't matter. But it does matter. When he's like way off camera, he thinks it's okay.
I'm not way off camera. My whole body is on camera right now.
Half the time your elbow's going off camera.
Because I'm wide.
No, because there's all this room in between us.
I like my space.
He has no sense of fashion, no sense of angles. He doesn't shower. He can't lift as much as me, and he shaves his legs. 5 reasons I should slap him.
I don't shave my legs. I used hair removal cream. I can't speak. Hair removal cream. But my hair removal cream was just an experiment. It actually feels nice, but it was super annoying, and I don't like it.
Don't really notice a difference, to be honest with you. Looks the exact same.
Yeah, all right. Tiny Chewbacca. I
was like, what?
You look like you
speak like Chewbacca.
You look like if Chewbacca was around now and he went through like
he actually didn't exist, by the way.
And he went through. What are you talking about?
Like he's around now. Like he used to be around. He was never around.
A long time ago, galaxy far, far away. You just don't know it. So if he was here on Earth now and he was going through like a bit of he wasn't sure how to identify. He was going through one of those weird hipster metrosexual sort of stages where he was like over grooming and shaving off areas and leaving some areas fluffy. He would look like you, but taller. You are confused metro hipster Chewbacca.
That's not the worst thing to be called,
isn't it?
Nah. Being called
if
English.
Chewbacca was an Ewok.
Aaron Burke. There's a couple other really bad ones. I'm basically like an Ewok and Chewbacca combined. I'm like in the middle. If like an Ewok, a Wookiee. We should say Wookiee because Chewbacca is just a singular person, right? So if a Ewok and a Wookiee fucked, I'd be born.
And they were both males.
Yeah, because I'm so manly.
It's okay.
I have no female parts of me.
All right.
That's actually fucked up. Sorry. But yeah.
What were we talking about?
No idea. You talk about fitness and stuff, but we should move.
Oh yeah. How strong were you at 16 years old?
Yeah, weak as fuck.
Check out this kid, 16 years old.
I'll fuck him up though. Like, don't get me wrong.
What's he eating? This kid must have like giganticism. You know that thing with
I never seen
Andre
it.
the Giant.
Pull it up. I have no idea, but I'll fuck him up still. I'm not scared. Think you're 16 and gonna come fuck me up? Don't fucking think so. I have a punching bag in my house. Okay, I use that shit like twice a week, and I fuck it up.
This kid would literally eat you.
I'd fuck him up.
324 kilos. Boom.
I'll fuck him up. Look, one kick to the knee. Pow.
Your foot would break.
Probably.
324, man. For 16 years old, 195 kg
insane.
bench. This is what I'm going for on Sunday for a new PR.
What, the bench?
Yeah, 195 kg. And he's 16.
Dude, that was easy, dude.
He's 16. He could probably have done a couple kilos more.
It looks like all these things are like right back to back.
293 kg deadlift. Piece of piss. It's a shame it was a sumo, so it doesn't really count in my books. But fair play. 16 years old. Like, can you imagine being at school with him? So shout out to this kid. I don't know his name.
Dude,
it doesn't say his name. Oh, Logan Clearly. So Logan Clearly, if you watch this, respect, brother. You are strong as fuck.
Yeah, man. As soon as you hit puberty, bro, you're gonna be so much bigger as well. That's fucked. Dude, he looks like me at 16 in the face and looks like you at the body now. It's fucked up.
That's not what my body looks like, bro.
Dude, you're almost the same person.
He's probably like 6'3" as well, dude, and like 300 pounds.
That's true. You're 4'4", so makes sense.
I'm 6 foot on the dot.
No, dude. That is still the biggest lie ever told.
I'm 6 foot on the dot. You want to measure me? There's a tape measure in here somewhere. We can do it. 183 centimeters.
Dude, you even Googled it, like, how much is 6 feet in centimeters, so he can say it and, like, try to sound
because
cool.
I've been measured at that height for years now.
No, dude. You got measured at 165 centimeters and be like, okay, so I want to be, and you did the math.
Fuck up. I've been doing
3
some
days
heavy
to do that math.
I've been doing some heavy squats recently, so that's probably like compressed my spine
Yeah,
a bit.
I was gonna say
that could have taken off a couple of centimeters.
All you have to do is just hang, like do some hanging exercises.
Yeah, I need to do those. Well, I want to do the upside down ones. I want to get those like ankle things where so you can hang upside down by your feet.
Dude, that's actually apparently super good for like hair and like your scalp and stuff. Like just in general, like all people should do that.
Gravity and hair.
Well, like it's because it makes sense too. With like I'm not a doctor, but how blood works.
Clearly.
Like clearly. The thinner your blood, right? The more easily it is to circulate, right? Yeah. Or like the cleaner your blood, right? But the heavier your blood, the less it will circulate. So think if you just eat a bunch of meat and cheese and shit, your blood's not gonna be thicker and not circulate as well. But if you eat a lot of like light like fruit and vegetables and stuff, and then you do like fucking handstands, that's a lot of good blood circulating. Therefore, it might help with, your scalp and your healthiness of your,
Maybe if you do it like 6 hours a day.
No, just in general, because like think like it's a theory, of course, but there's people that say like the reason that male pattern baldness is so like it stops here is because like
people
even
don't do enough
chew,
handstands.
Well, think. We don't spend enough time upside down, right? And we chew a lot. So the blood, like, it's like a coincidence, or because it's a theory, or it's like legit science.
I think
no,
it's
but
just
think
genetics. If you're bold,
yeah, that too. But like, there's more to it than just genetics. If you know anything about hair loss, so like, there's like where the hairline stops. That's where like the blood reaches from chewing. So the more we chew a lot, so the blood is always getting pushed up there more than past that. So that's why you see so many old dudes with their hair continues to here but stops up here. Isn't that a coincidence where that's where the blood goes from chewing? It's a theory still, but there's like science being put into it where it makes sense to me, but I still don't do handstands or anything.
That sounds,
I should be.
It sounds a little bit like nonsense to me.
Eh.
But I don't know, so who
it's
cares?
A coincidence for sure that that's the same level of where the blood goes from chewing, and then we don't get, I don't know. It makes sense to me.
But then wouldn't everyone be bold at that?
No, because that's where you're right. Genetics come, like if you have certain genetics, you're going to become bald at 20, and there's nothing you can do about it. Some people's genetics can be almost reversed in a sense of like you have the right genetics to do certain things to keep your hair. Some people, doesn't matter what you do, you can eat like shit, not exercise, full head of hair at 60.
Well,
like,
I got good genetics in my family for hair. All my grandparents.
Check your mom's brothers, bro, or your mom's
full heads of hair.
Lucky. My mom's brothers, she has like 50 of them. All ugly and bald.
Jesus.
So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Grandma was busy then.
Dude,
huh?
my grandma was busy. Like, for sure.
Banging. Well, she ran in the 60s.
Like, seriously, I have like 50
She's making
uncles
the
and like
most of the
47
60s,
aunts. Yeah, she had like 4 husbands, just killing it.
God damn.
I know. But, that's what she did back in the day. Because think,
was she hot?
I'm joking, but kind of being serious. We're like, shut the fuck up.
Was she hot?
Was she hot?
Did you see a picture of her in her heyday?
Dude, there's no pictures. There's no cameras back then. So I only seen her at like 80
portraits?
Plus. What?
Anything?
No, what'd you say?
Drawings or portraits?
You said portraits.
Yeah, that's what we say, but portraits. I know you would say portraits. Portraits.
Yeah, because that's
portrait.
how English works. But
portrait, AI, long A, teaching black in your face.
You say black?
Black.
Oh, like black.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, teaching black. What do you mean teaching black? But yeah, no, but seriously, I have she's a big family. But it made sense because like back then there wasn't much money around. So she just keep making kids and put them to work at 13. Like,
I'm convinced I'm adopted as well, man. Like I got a big family. My dad had like 9 brothers and sisters or something
you're
like that.
A test tube.
My dad is the tallest in his family. He's like 5'8", 5'9".
No, your mom was just busy. You know what
I'm 6 foot.
Your mom was just getting
I kind of look like the milkman. But yeah, so I don't know where the hell I got my height from. Maybe my mum's side of the family, like my granddad was a bit, but still I don't think that tall. Maybe my nan on my mum's side of the family, she was quite a tall lady, but not that tall. But yeah, man, I go to my like dad's side of the family, like family parties and stuff like that. It's like Gandalf with the hobbits.
It's that milkman, bro.
He's like giving out and the hobbits, just looking over all these tiny people, and they're like, "Oh, look, there's Aaron. There's the adopted one."
Dude, you're actually 4'4". So, but like the milkman was giving out more of the calcium. You know what I'm saying? He's giving out a little bit of that protein as well. Sorry, but yeah, that's probably what happened. But either way, anything else? We watched some of this shit. There's probably some more shit we should probably touch on. I'm not sure what time we're at right now. Probably
what
like
kind of
4
movies
hours.
you into?
Good movies.
Avengers good movies. Shut the fuck up. Well, in my opinion, Infinity War was probably the best movie I've ever seen.
It was a good movie.
The fucking ending was so good and so dramatic and so good. I cannot wait for Endgame.
But dude,
cannot wait.
It's just so stereotypical, though. That's what I like the movies where you're like, whoa.
No one was expecting that. No one. There was no one
unless
expecting.
You actually know about
the click, the snap, and half of the universe to die.
I guess maybe if I would have watched it when it came out, because it was all over.
Yeah, so
you know,
that's
like
what you got.
I avoid
big
spoilers.
movies like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
True.
Watch it when it comes
and
out.
Do you know the Spider-Man dude? He spoiled it like 50 times in interviews and stuff. That Tom Harnold or Tom Harold?
Did he?
Yeah, like a bunch where
Why
he was
are you watching
like,
Spider-Man interviews?
No, it just kind of came up all the time, and he's pretty funny too. Yeah. He's actually he's no Tobey Maguire, but he was pretty good. You know, Tobey Maguire will always be the real Spider-Man. Just saying.
I'm super pumped. Super pumped.
I'll watch it, bro, but it's not the best movie of all time.
It's definitely like action, like
dude, the Lord of the Rings came out what?
Action movies. Lord of the Rings
18 years ago,
it's up there. Yeah,
and
it's up there.
It's still better
for one standalone movie.
Dude, it's all CGI.
One standalone movie. Infinity War was.
We owe this.
No.
I was super. It was great. I loved it. I was hard.
If we're ever
pants
gonna
for
get a video
movie.
taken down, it's this
one. We will.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
Whatever it takes.
Don't you think I look like Thor? I think I look just like Thor.
No, you look like Thor's ugly brother that died in the fetus.
That's what they say in the office. They say, no, you look like Thor.
Whatever it takes.
Thor's like retarded cousin. Thor, god of light showers.
If Thor and John Cena fucked.
Ah, dude. I can't wait.
I like this one.
I don't know, bro. I'm not on the hype train like everybody else. It's just because you know the superhero movies, they're all just the same shit.
They're not.
They are. They all are.
I think they're great.
They're all right.
You're just a loser.
Dude, go watch Stephen King's The Mist and tell me you're like...
Keep going on about that movie.
Did you watch it?
No.
Watch it, and then I'm not going to spoil it. And be like, oh, okay, I see what you mean, though. Because it's
I watched
not
one
what
of
you
Stephen
thought.
King's movies, and it was like...
No, they're not
three
his...
movies long for one, and it was 3 movies long, and like the fucking... It was like the end of the world, some devils and shit were taken over.
That's not him making
There was
movies,
some old
bro.
lady in a farm part. I can't remember what the movie was called.
That's that. I know what you're talking about. I watched that too. That's like Angels and Demons or something.
No, that's the fucking Da Vinci Code. That's the Dan Brown thing.
No, okay, the Da Vinci Code, that's not the same thing.
Da Vinci Code and then Angels and Demons. It's the same fucking story.
Oh, so maybe I'm getting the name wrong.
Yeah.
But I know which one, where they're in like a gas station or like a diner or something.
I can't remember.
But either way,
It's like
Stephen
an end
King
of the
doesn't make
world thing.
movies.
I know, he
That's
writes
just
writes
a
the
book he
books.
wrote and
Yeah, I
someone
know.
made a movie
Yeah,
off it.
I know.
So Stephen
But they're
King's
just
The
super
Mist.
long.
No, this one's like a solid 2 hours. Great. Condensed. Amazing. It's really fucking good.
Meh.
The
I'll go
right
watch
amount
Avengers.
of CGI, the right amount of like, they don't really show the monster, but they show enough where you're like, fuck, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Because some movies like Bird Box never show it. I get why, but it's annoying.
Crap.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned for Bird Box. Dude.
Hey, MGK
what's
though.
more-
Shout out to MGK
to
being
me,
an actor.
I just can't wait to see Thor fuck people up with a giant lightning axe. And then the Hulk come
But
along
it's so
and fuck people
bullshit.
up because he's a giant green fucking ultra beast.
Dude, ever watch Cinema Sins?
Said a bit of what now?
Cinema Sins.
Cinema Sins.
It's these not even movie critics, just dudes who take movies and just expose how bad they are for plot holes. and
No, I
stuff.
don't watch that because it ruins movies.
It doesn't make
Losers
sense.
watch that.
No, it's hilarious. It only gets like 10 million views a video because losers watch
Who
it.
goes on and just watch how movies were so bad?
Because
Just watch the movie. If you think it's shit, it's shit. If you think it's good,
but
it's
exactly. It just like
good.
sometimes
Why'd you have to
no.
listen to someone else to tell you?
No, oh trust me, they don't. But when you watch it, it's like, oh, so this guy, why did he go here to stop him? He shouldn't have known. They just
Yeah, but
basically
that's,
expose
if
his
you
plot
have
holes.
any fucking intelligence yourself, you can figure that out.
You can,
but
but
then
they
if
make
you
it
focus
Aaron.
on all these tiny little things, It just ruins a movie. Just enjoy a movie for what it is.
When the
it's
movie
a fantasy
sucks,
movie
bro.
with fucking superheroes kicking ass. It's so good.
So they just create a bunch of aliens to come down just to have a fight scene. Why don't they just fight the bad guy?
It's good. Like Infinity War, you can say the same thing. You can say, hey, they were just about to win, and then fucking Star-Lord fucked it up by getting angry, punching Thanos, waking him up, and then he kept hold of his gauntlet thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
You know, you could say the movie could have ended right there. But then, what's the
that's
point?
not what I mean at all.
It's part of building a story.
Yeah, but you're not understanding what I'm getting. We'll watch some Cinema Sins.
I watched some stuff about this though because I'm really interested in where this Avengers thing's going to go.
Dude, you're a knockoff Captain America. That's why.
I've told you before. I'm not Captain America. I'm Thor.
No, you're not.
Yeah, so they were talking about what might happen, some like possibilities, and they were saying throughout the whole Marvel thing, since Iron Man 1. Tony Stark has always had like an injury or something wrong with his left arm. Throughout every movie, he gets his left arm fucked. He's either in a sling or he's doing this. There's loads of like they're saying this is.
I love Tony Stark. Actually,
they're saying this is like the main Easter egg. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the Easter egg in a game.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So in the movie, and what they're saying is that maybe like it's having the gauntlet is worn on the left hand of Thanos. So they reckon maybe Tony Stark's gonna wear the gauntlet and unclick Thanos's click. But they don't know. They don't know whether
I'm a fan of Easter eggs.
The little Easter eggs that build along like the whole fucking movie, like 20 movies.
Yeah.
And,
well, that's one cool thing about the story. There's even like all the Marvel TV series and stuff. It's all the same world. They're all interconnected, which is cool.
I don't know. Some of them I think are a little lame. Some of them are okay.
But have you watched them though?
Yeah, I've watched some of them. Some of them are great. Like
which
I quite
ones
like
don't you like?
Daredevil. I like Punisher.
But which one did you watch that you didn't like?
The Flash was good from the DC Universe stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, the Flash was cool.
Some of them are good. Some of them are quite good. But the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing...
See, everyone that watched it, I haven't watched it, but I agree. It kind of looks lame. But like my brother, Dean, even Inga, they love it.
I prefer movies. I just don't like watching TV series anymore.
Me neither. Yeah,
I don't like watching TV series when I've already watched the movie because characters start to change and you're like, well, it's just not as good as the movie. And you can notice the budget differences, I think, as well.
Yeah, but even TV shows these days get like $200 million budgets.
Yeah, some of them are pretty good. But
I know what you're saying.
I don't watch
I know
a lot
what
of
you're
them.
saying.
Like TV series, I like to watch.
I don't have time.
I've only watched a few TV series all the way through. And
which ones?
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh no,
awesome.
I'm not a big fan of like bikers and shit.
Was awesome. Sopranos, awesome. Amazing.
I should have watched that.
Breaking Bad, obviously everyone fucking watched that. It was really good.
See, like Breaking Bad's just like a good movie that they're just like, let's just make this shit an awesome show. You know what I mean? Like that would have been a great movie.
Yeah,
but it was a better show. Exactly. So that's why the argument for shows are better, like Game of Thrones and stuff like that.
Well, it's longevity as well, and you know you get paid a lot longer, and you're
yeah,
in work
but, like,
a lot longer. That's why these big A-list actors are doing TV now because they can stay in work a lot longer. They can build a character for more than just a few months.
But like, think a lot of movies maybe would have been better shows. Like if there was a Lord of the Rings show, legitimately, I would fucking love. Now, get The Hobbit. The Hobbit's a little too much, but Lord of the Rings, legitimately, I just want more content. I've watched every Lord of the Rings, the extended version,
but I think
multiple times.
that would have dragged out. I think
See,
it was
I don't
perfect
think so.
for a movie. I think it was perfect for that length of movies.
You, but I, as a huge fan, want more. And The Hobbit didn't give me that. The Hobbit was not nearly as good.
I don't know if she's got any more stuff in the bank to release now, has she?
Who?
What's her name? J.K. Rowling or whatever her name is. Who is it that made that? No, J.R. Tolkien. Which one made
Tolkien?
Tolkien made that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, not she. She's the Harry Potter girl.
That was like
I get that mixed up.
But yeah, no, like fucking Peter Jackson, bro. Great.
Yeah,
great
he makes
director.
a good movie.
Yeah,
but TV shows, and I like my comedy stuff as well. One of my favorite comedy ones was Parks and Recreation.
I never got a chance to watch it. The Office is
funny.
Great too.
Ron Swanson, man.
You need to watch The
Never
Office.
half-ass anything. Full-ass everything. Just shit like that every episode.
Yeah, dude, I watch all those shows too. Well,
Love
not
Parks
all of
and
them,
Rec. Shout out to Parks and Rec crew.
Yeah, they're watching for sure. Can you imagine he's just sitting there?
They're in our 50-odd subscribers. They're in there somewhere.
What's up?
Yeah, that's more than I was expecting. Thanks, guys.
Right? For sure.
I guess one more TV show I do want to speak about, which is really good. Don't know if you watched it. Stranger Things.
Yeah, of course. Because it's just the hype. Yeah, it's all right. For sure. It was good.
Loved it.
I see why people like it.
Such a good story, man.
So, Stranger Things. Yeah, watched it. Great movie. Or great TV show. But
Watched it. Great movie. Wasn't a movie, bro.
But it was good because, like, the concepts of it and stuff like that, but some like I
It's
guess
a
I'm
well
realist.
thought out story.
Yeah, but some of
They
the
got
kids
the
shit
the
was
way they
annoying.
filmed it. It was just like back at E.T. That fucking
it had that old school
Stand
vibe
By
with
Me.
modern shit.
Do you know that old group of kids?
For
like
sure.
Goonies, those kind of classics.
I like one thing that they did really really good is how like when the kids are around their parents, they kind of like talk a certain way, but then when the kids are alone, they're like fuck shit, like they're like swearing at like certain things and
Those
making
kids
fun of each
are
other.
So good, man.
That was pretty well done because I know that's how kids really are.
The
Just like
casting's-
working with them and stuff.
The casting's perfect.
Yeah,
And those kids can act.
for sure.
Really act.
They hit a home run with the story, got the right crew to do it, and had the right hype around it. And stuff
Nailed
like
it.
that. Yeah. So like we'll be seeing these kids when we're like 50. You know what I mean? And they'll be like,
Ultra stars.
yeah, they'll be like 25 killing it probably.
No, they can really act, so they have careers as actors, I think.
Well, that's what this day and age, man. You got all these kids killing it and shit. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I feel like we're watching a lot of
Clips and
I
stuff.
feel like we're watching a lot of clips today, but oh well.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I'm not sure if we're
I
allowed
actually-
to or not. I actually don't care. But
It's
yeah,
nice.
it's
I haven't
actually a
seen it.
super good trailer. It's really good.
At least someone's happy I'm home.
It's kind of small on screen though, unfortunately. I kind of forget how it ended, to be honest.
Just a dream.
I'll tell you in a
You're
minute.
dreaming.
Boys. Stop talking.
Oh.
So, that's just 11 like controlling all the toys of their minds. Fucking genius.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man, I thought I was gonna start some cool shit though. That is funny, but I was
Yeah,
ready
super
for like,
funny. If you had like a telekinetic friend or like a Professor X was your best mate.
Oh
you'd-
yeah,
you would
13 or whatever
you
the
would-
fuck her name
You
is.
would be 11, dude.
Whatever. I watched 15.
15.
Ago. I said a 13.
Oh, did you?
Listen, bitch. Listen here, motherfucker. I'll fuck you up, Aaron.
But
Just
I'm
like
pumped-
that
I'm super
16-year-old.
pumped-
Don't fucking
I'm super
start.
pumped for season 3 or series 3 because I think there's the Stranger Things. There's loads of stories,
Like individual stories.
like written stories. Yeah, loads of little stories. So I think what they're planning to do is using these same kids and having them take on these different adventures for quite a long time. So I think
Makes sense, 'cause
this
they're
could
making
go on for
trillions of
quite a
dollars,
long.
so.
Kind of like what they did with that American Horror Story show. Do you ever watch that?
That's a bad thing. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
I loved it. I thought it was good because they had the same actors but a different story every season.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. They're still the same characters, just doing different adventures.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because
Yeah.
in
So
American
you're right,
Horror
but
Story,
wrong. I
they're
know
the
what
same
you're saying.
actors, not the same characters.
Basically, like you are about everything. You're kind of right, but more wrong. So, makes sense.
Fuck, I can't come back from that either.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
My life's ruined.
Your life's ruined.
I have to rethink
That's what I
things.
do. I ruin lives. Oh, man. He's just breaking shit.
There
Wait,
goes
was
my
that
phone.
me? Oh, that was you. He's breaking shit.
There goes my phone.
But I wonder what time we're on. I don't know why we don't check the time. I don't know why I don't put a timer on my phone. Because we get so excited. We get so excited to actually do the podcast and like have fun speaking and talking about shit, making fun of each other, that we kind of forget to do the shit we always say that we're going to do next time. But fuck it. Fuck it.
I don't know
cares?
what time we're on.
I don't know. But you know what I want to talk about for a second? How sad and heartbroken I am at TJ Dillashaw. We could talk about that for a second. Broken-hearted. Broken-hearted.
Am I surprised?
I am.
I think that all...
He was one of the real ones,
I think
bro.
most of them are doing it, but they're just doing it so well that they're not being caught.
I know, but I thought he was a real one because he's so into his nutrition. Everything's science. Everything's broken down.
Maybe it's one of them where it's dodgy supplement.
Dude,
Tainted,
I'm believing that
Tainted
because his
creatine.
statement, the way he released his statement
yeah,
was
but
like,
that's... You would do that exact same thing.
but the way he did it,
If
he's
the more you keep that secret, the more you. If the press release that before him, he's guilty. If he releases it first and says, "Hey,
No, not like that.
some shit's popped up. I'm gonna stand back. I'm relinquishing my belt.
That's not what I mean.
I need to figure this out. Sorry, we'll get this stuff sorted." If it was the media that went, "Hey, the first people you hear it from is the media," like TJ busted fucking steroids or whatever, everyone would think completely different.
True, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I know what you're saying by him releasing it first seems a little more genuine, right? But what I'm saying, it's how it was written. It was basically he gave just enough information. Like, this is my opinion, but he gave just enough information, said what happened, we're dealing with it, and that's it. Because I think he just wants to get it all done, come out, prove his innocence. He's not making excuses.
He's been suspended for a year, though. You know that.
Yeah, but that's always... So was Nick Diaz was suspended for 5 years. He got reduced to, 16 months or something? There'll be a hearing, just like John... There's always suspended...
So it's just an initial thing.
Always...
Initial number.
Dude, name anyone. Vanderlei Silva got banned for life. He did it, and then they brought his shit down again, so...
But yeah, TJ.
I'm upset.
TJ under the magnifying glass.
But there's that Cody. There's that Cody thing where he's like, he said some shit when they were fighting the first time that like you're the one who taught everyone at Alpha Male to do it. And then TJ does kind of like get a loss for words for a second at like a press conference, and then everyone kind of like shook it off. But now that's coming back up. Like Cody was right apparently. He did tell everyone.
They will dig up anything he's ever said to try and make him look guilty. That's just media. That's what the media does.
For sure. Because it's clicks, man.
They're scumbags.
Oh, TJ did say he did it 3 years ago or whatever. Then like, what? Then you click it because and then it's like clickbait title or something, right? It's just like him training or something.
Of course. But I don't know, man. He's still a good fighter either way. I'm still, when it comes to all the Picos and the Mikos and Ticos that fighters are taking, I don't think it makes them better fighters. I think it might make them go a little longer. It might make them a little bit stronger. But as far as their martial arts ability, it does not make them a good fighter.
No.
Years and years and years of training does that.
I know what you're saying.
Years of training.
You're innocent until proven guilty. He's not proven guilty yet. John Jones is innocent.
I'm not going to go and say, hey, fucking TJ's a juice head. Do you know what I mean? Like, stupid. Let's just wait until we've actually seen some tests, because it could be the same thing as John Jones, where it's like it's 5 million times, like it's like great if you split a grain of salt into 5 million pieces.
Like it's a piece of salt.
That's 1 picogram.
Swimming pool,
because the tests now are so fucking. It's too good. The tests are too good.
He probably took something 10 years ago before USADA, and then like it could be something like that, which is still fucked up. But that's a whole different thing.
He could have sat on a toilet seat in a club where a week ago someone snorted some coke off that toilet seat, and it soaked into his skin.
I get what you're trying to say, but that's not how that works.
And there's a minuscule picogram of something floating around, and that's how fucking good these tests are.
I know
they can pick up anything for a ridiculous amount of time as well. So I think really they're too good. I think they're slowing things down. They're gonna hold up belts and I know he's relinquished a belt and all that, but still, it's a fight. Division, man. It's a fighter that people want to see. They're holding him back. They're kind of gonna put a big dent in his career, I think. He
might not be labeled the greatest of all time
I guess
anymore.
it's hard. It's easy to say this stuff when we don't actually know what he's been pinged for yet.
Exactly.
But if it is something so small and tiny from like 3 years ago,
it could be weed. You understand? Like it could be some of the Nick Diaz shit. It could be something as simple as that right now. So
who knows? But like, I do think
you're innocent. He's innocent right now. He's technically innocent.
There should be, I think, a bit more of a simple test where it's like, have you juiced in any of the time between your last fight and this fight?
There will be,
because that's the only time in which you would take that stuff would affect you. From your last fight, preparing for another fight. So if you took some gear for like 3 or 4 months after your last fight and it was during your preparation for your next fight, okay, that's...
But they can't do that now. But I know what you're saying.
Eventually
in the future,
if it's like,
be better.
4 fights ago, we actually found some stuff. We've retested everyone's piss. Yeah. And 4 fights ago, you were pinged for something. It's like, well, what does that matter for this fight? Like, forget about that. There's got to be some sort of time
but the whole
period.
Argument, once a cheater, always a cheater kind of thing, right? But I know what you're saying. Eventually, we'll have a better test.
I think people learn their lessons.
Yeah.
And I think things were a lot more, I think most people were using it back in the day.
Honestly, do you know what would stop everything?
Just let everyone do it.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Let everyone do it.
No, we'll go watch fucking Bellator then. Go watch one champ. That's what that is. Just everyone do fucking roids, fight. That's what it is.
So just let them do it. What's the point?
But we already have that. Let's have the clean version too. You know what I mean? But it's like the whole John. Fuck, you made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah. So the one way to solve this, I know how to solve it. It's a I don't want it to happen, but it's foolproof. Say TJ did do PEDs, whatever, ban him for life. I would never want that to happen because I love TJ. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. Ban someone like him for life. No one will ever do it again.
Yeah.
No one will ever do it again.
Well, it's the same as anything. Bring back the death sentence for everything.
Exactly.
No one will commit crime.
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but that's how you fix it.
Cut off someone's hand for stealing. No one would be stealing anymore.
I don't fucking steal for a good reason. I like my fingers.
I like my hands.
Yeah.
My hands, actually, I've got really short, dumpy fingers and wide hands.
Yeah.
I noticed
Looks like
it on camera.
penis, short and dumpy.
Short and dumpy. That's, what do you
Is
call
dumpy
it?
a word?
Do you call it showed or stowed or something?
Chode.
A chode. Like a fist. We ended the last podcast talking about my dick. I don't want to do that again.
We should start the next one like that. Start where we left off.
But yeah, they could definitely. But then, financially, that doesn't benefit the companies and
that's
things
what I'm saying.
that.
It's not a good idea, but it's the way to fix it.
Different commissions in different states. Who's paying who's friends with who, and who's getting away with what. You know how it is. It's the fight game.
Do you believe?
I still think the fight game in the UFC is a lot less corrupt and stuff than it is in the boxing world.
Yeah, 100%.
Although I love boxing, huge boxing fan.
100%.
But some of the decisions and shit that goes on in the boxing world is just bullshit.
Yeah. It's like saying hockey is one, there's so much evidence of baseball being rigged and basketball games being rigged and stuff like that. But with there's not much evidence of hockey games being rigged. I'm sure some shady shit has happened in the history of it, but it's the one that's the most, the UFC is the most likely to not have anything shady going on. I'm sure there was some weird conversations and, hey, I'll pay you to not take this guy to the ground. And I'm sure back in the day there was
People
some of that.
Paid. But
there's no fixed fights for the most part. At least not through the UFC, maybe through fighters or something, but it's the sport that's the most straight and narrow, in my opinion.
No idea. But while we're on the UFC and fight topic,
we should finish this up though. I think we're an hour 12.
Probably quite long. Probably longest. Everyone gets longer. I hope you like listening to us talk for ages.
3 weeks down the road, we're here for 7 hours straight.
Hey, I don't care, man. We're having fun. We're enjoying it.
Fuck
if you like
you guys if you don't like it.
We make the clips. If you don't want to watch us talk all the way through, watch the clips.
Yeah, usually it's the better parts. Actually,
sometimes don't say that. They won't watch the whole episode.
No, but I was going to say, actually, that's not true because I watched
all
all
flow,
the episodes
man. We got flow. There ain't no awkward pauses on this podcast.
Dude, I don't want to cut you off, but guess what? I watched a podcast last night. I just searched podcasts on YouTube. Going to watch some newer ones. Yeah. These guys. Fucking episode 125. They have 3 views. I was like, what? I watched them. How's that possible?
Hey, let's not start just slating people. You don't start picking on people.
No, I'm not going to name the thing, but it was a hip hop podcast.
Was it not good?
That's what I'm trying to say. It's they had the coolest setup, mics, and these 4 dudes look fucking awesome. I watched it for 5 minutes. I'm like, I couldn't be more bored. They're just hey.
Anyway, we're going off topic.
How are you?
I'm going to cut you off.
I'm good.
It's just two
fucking
dudes
talk, bro. Fucking have some energy. Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I was super disappointed.
Yeah, it happens. They can't all be good, but there are a lot of really, really good ones out there.
Yeah, for sure. But I was just super surprised that it was that bad. People can choose
exactly what they're listening to and being entertained by. That's the main thought.
How do you make 125 episodes?
People making a. I don't want to get into podcasts. Podcasts are awesome. You can pick and choose what subjects you like, or whether you just want to listen to a couple fools rant on about anything for an hour and a half. It's your choice. But before we finish, I want to do a quick shout out to Michael Bisping, the Count. Hall of Fame, man.
Count Dracula himself,
Count Dracula in the Hall of Fame.
From your home country.
Deserved. Probably, I'm not patriotic in any sense of the word, but I do like to be able to say I'm from the same country as Mike Bisping.
Yeah, he definitely made,
he's
especially
part of UFC history, man. He helped build that sport.
Hey, he's one of the OGs in the sense of he just talks
everyone.
shit. Just talk shit. Hey, man, I'm better than you.
Everyone.
Fuck you. Fuck. Dude.
Name the top 3 fighters in his weight class ever.
Middleweight? Ever?
Yeah.
Fuck. GSP.
The Spider. Well, he fought Anderson Silva. He fought GSP.
But there's fighters that did multiple different ones.
Yeah, I know, but let's talk about the best fighters ever.
That were just middleweight?
GSP, no, ever. GSP, Anderson Silva. Who else has he fought that's in that category?
That's the best ever that he fought? Fuck.
Knocked out fucking...
he had a lot of great fights. I wouldn't say Yoel Romero or Luke Rockhold.
Rockhold. But he's still a big, huge name, great fighter.
For sure. But but I know, they're all... He has so many impressive wins, but they're not the best ever. But I know what you're saying. Like,
He's
he has a crazy
fought
resume.
high-level fighters all the way through his career.
For sure, bro. And he's super entertaining to listen to. His podcast is pretty good.
He's very good at his job now. His like commentary and stuff like that.
Super happy that I got to watch him in my life. Like, he's someone that when I'm 50, I'll be like, man, like, Do you
remember the Bisping days?
Yeah, exactly. You know, dude, do you ever watch, he was on Joe Rogan, and he had the funniest thing. He's talking about, like, Vitor, and, like, Vitor was, like, mouthing off some, like, Portuguese bullshit. Like, Michael telling the story is way better. But he's, like, yelling at him in Portuguese as they're facing off. And he's like, I was just so mad at him. You know what I said to, like, Vitor? He's like, I leaned real close to him, looked him right in the eye and said, Jesus isn't real. And he just got all mad, and I just started fucking laughing. Like, it's so funny hearing him tell Joe Rogan that story, because, like, Joe loses it laughing, right? Because he just leans in real close and just tells Vitor,
Jesus isn't real.
Or, like, God doesn't exist.
I want to say that
because he knows he's a big
so
guy.
many people.
Well, I don't like. We'll have that talk another day. But I want to keep talking,
just to see what their reaction is.
I know, dude.
Most people take it way too personally.
Dude, we had a huge like religious debate in Bali. It was like Yanu, Holden, Connor, and I. We were all in a
Boring
pool.
story for another time, bro.
Dude, no, we were just like roasting each other. Like the religious two got real defensive. They got real sad because
that's
Holden
what
and I were
frustrates
just
me.
dropping facts on.
I love it when you actually find someone who's religious and you can have a genuine, like, light-hearted debate.
We
where
did,
but
but
you
they
don't
got
get
heated
angry.
a little bit. They got a little heated because they
Super defensive.
You can't really when you bring up a fact, like a legit scientific fact, and they can't really rebuttal that, it turns to anger, unfortunately. Every religious talk I've ever had.
That goes both ways, do you know what I mean? Like, as far as they're concerned.
But they don't have facts, though. It's like, the Bible isn't a fact. I'm sorry.
I don't want to get into religion now.
Either way, sorry. But either way, we should wrap it up, though. I would love to talk for another 45 fucking hours, but we probably should end it, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, motherfucker?
Yeah, so yeah, we finish it off with that. Mike Bisping, Hall of Famer, fair play. Well deserved.
Love him.
Well deserved.
I love him.
See what happens with TJ. We'll do, hopefully there's some more news next time we do an episode and we can talk about that a little bit more. Stranger Things Season 3 coming soon. Avengers Endgame. Oh shit, I wanted to talk about Game of Thrones coming soon. We'll do that again next episode.
I didn't even finish the last season. I know.
You didn't finish the last season? Now's the time, man. It's coming out soon.
I know, but I have shit to do. Like, with stand-up comedy, podcasts, I'm a hip-hop head, plus trying to watch the big movies and the big shows. There's not enough time in the day. Going to the gym, playing, like, I have a lot of shit working.
I think what we'll probably do soon as well is maybe tell a few funny stories about our time in China. Because it's a
maybe
really,
the next one should be China-based.
Really interesting place to move your entire life to.
True.
And a lot of funny shit does go down, and it's hilarious. So we're definitely going to tell some of those stories, but also to you guys, if you're watching, if you have any funny stories from where you've moved to a different country, or just any funny travel stories from different places, different cultures, send them to us, man. We'll read them out on the show, and we'll do like a little funny travel story.
We'll
section.
talk shit. You know what? Actually,
I like to hear people's funny travel stories, man. They're hilarious.
You know what? I think I don't want to copy them, but you know what'd be fun? You know how like the King and the Sting fucking just roast people? They get people to send pictures in. That looks fun. I think that would be fun. Maybe one day we could do like something like that where someone sends a story in or a fucking picture, and we just get to make fun of them, because that is fun to do.
I feel like that's probably what we do anyway.
I know, but like I just love to use my like. I'm kind of a dick, so it's fun to use it for something other than being a dick, you know? So,
but yeah. So if you've got anything that you want us to read out, or any videos and stuff you want us to show, send them to us. We'll play them. We'll talk about them. We'll give you a good old roasting in a funny way, not a sexual pornographic way.
Unless that's what you asked for. Then,
and that's what you asked for,
sorry.
in which case just DM us and we can talk prices and money. Services are maybe available. This is episode 4.
News to me.
Episode 4.
Man, we're 4 down, 4 deep. That's crazy.
Loving it. Having fun.
4 down,
crap.
3,000
Hope you guys are enjoying it too. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Hashtag Tmatj. Facebook.
All platforms.
Twitter. Instagram. We're going to be on Podbean soon, so we will have a page on Podbean, which
Good
will
job
be
remembering that.
Also streaming through to iTunes. So we will be getting that set up very, very soon. So all of the previous episodes will be available on there as well. That will be kind of our go-to site for the Moose and the Juice as well. So you'll be able to see all kinds of stuff there. So we'll let you know when that's going on.
Yeah, Podbean's like for people probably don't know what Podbean is. If they don't know, but it's like for like iTunes, Spotify, everything. That's where it's all going to be.
It's like the main. It's like probably the best place for podcasts. Like they just cover everything.
Like right now, we're Facebook,
for people
YouTube,
trying
Instagram,
to set
Twitter.
up a podcast. Podbean is like it's kind of like a website that you can set up for yourself, so you don't. And they'll do all of your media hosting. It's got lots of really easy ways you can get your podcast.
Kind of some boring stuff, but we'll be available everywhere.
Super good site. So we're going to be available as many places as possible, which is great.
Will be.
Oh my god, cramp!
Really?
Oh yeah, God, it hurts so much. Not that leg, you prick.
I just want to make you feel more pain.
Oh god damn it! Oh, that came on real
Dude,
fast.
that was awesome.
That was terrible.
That's not written. So check out
Peak week as well. So next
up.
episode, I'll be letting you know whether or not I've broken my previous
hammy.
I'll let you know if I've broken my previous lifting records, which are nothing to write home about. It's just a little personal goal. Which, if you want to follow me on Instagram, and you can see my whole kind of. I post quite a lot of videos training in the gym and like all that kind of boring stuff. If you're interested in,
maybe we'll post our
stuff.
own shit in the. I'll do that. Maybe in the description we'll post some of our personal stuff as well, just so people want to check out us. You know what I mean? Might do that so you guys can have access to.
Yeah, I'm
just
super
us
interesting and really cool and really good looking. This guy's life's kind of boring, but maybe you can follow his girlfriend. She's kind of hot.
Hey, you want to fight?
He's really
put him up.
Inside,
put him up,
he's so angry right now.
No, she is hot. So, what do you want me to say?
Way out of
don't
your
be
league,
honest about my girlfriend.
She's way out of your league. In fact, to be honest, we're both batting well out of our leagues.
Yeah, check out. Never mind.
She ain't
He's
on
bigger than me.
Instagram.
Yeah, you can't find her unless you come to China. But either way, thank you for tuning in, guys. Like always, like Aaron said, follow us on everything. Like, subscribe, all that stuff.
Drop us the stories.
Yes, that too.
The more stuff you send us, the better. More gives us to talk about, and we don't have to bring up Instagram stuff all the time. Although I do enjoy doing that. Because
we'll do a little bit of everything more. We'll do some more of this, try out some new things, see what people respond to. It's really awesome when people send us some private messages too, which is cool. I know we both get
loving the
little
support.
bit of that.
I know we're only
nice.
this is episode 4, so but yeah, love so far, loving it, love the support. People are digging it. Thanks for subscribing, liking, and commenting. All helps, keeps us wanting to make more of these things.
Damn straight.
We're gonna keep making them anyway because we're losers and we just like talking to each other a lot.
It's super fun. You guys should try it. To be honest with you, actually, don't just watch.
Hey, and if you're in China and you want to be on the podcast, get in touch.
Yes, Bright. What?
Who? Oh, Bright. Yeah.
Ian. What? Dean. What?
What?
Anyone else? I can't think of people. What?
Everyone
No,
from the tribe.
Seriously, yeah.
Calling out to the tribe.
Yeah. Ooh, that's actually true. Sebastian. What?
Tribal stories.
Actually, Yano, Holden, Connor, everybody, man. That'd be fucking dope.
Well,
even
now,
Brighton. Talking to Brighton. Brighton wants to be on. He's that new young buck.
He can tell us some cool professional rugby stories or something, and I can compare him with my not professional rugby career.
Yeah, dude. We actually have a pretty vast amount of different people. Like our friends,
lots of different
have
personalities,
a lot
lots
of different
of
cultures.
different. Anyway, we're gonna rant on even more. But yeah, peace out.
Yeah, bye. Fuck.
Worst sign out ever.
No, but yeah, see you guys later. Thanks for joining. Yeah, man, that was awesome.
This is my only job.
His only job. He fucked up. Goodbye. Peace. Oh my god.
Peace out. See ya. Fuck, I fucked that up every time.
Fuck it up every time. What play? You got a whole arena hard, dude.
I'll fuck you up and then I'll fuck your girl in front of you.
Dude, she'll listen to that. Don't say that. I need to defend her.
She'll probably get wet over listening to that.